be in the VOD or the highlight that I post, so we're good. All right, talk show time, ladies and gents. That needs to be fixed.
Oh, baby.
All right. So we got release version CB closed beta 0.3.1. All right. So as everybody knows, the reset has happened. Matt, Chromatic, and myself have been playing the crap out of it. We've had a lot of concerns, and there's a lot of pros and cons to the reset. As we played it more, I found that, I think for myself at least, that the cons I guess, just got used to, I want to say.
Yeah.
So I was less focused on the cons as I was the pros. The pros kind of really are really standing out more now than they were before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely can say that I'm enjoying the patch now more than I was when it first started. But yeah, we're gonna get into the quality of life patch. This is as a big response to the Reddit and the forums. There's a lot of kind of backlash when the patch came out with the reset and all the progression and how hunts worked, and there was no solo hunts, and there's just a lot of stuff that pretty much most of it is answered, or a lot of it is answered in this quality of life. All right, so let's start with this, which actually wasn't a response to anything. It's just kind of a little addition that they decided to put in as they were putting out this patch, I guess, to give us something a little bit new, or something that was a little more than just quality of life. So airship ready rooms. Top slayers know that coordinating the right tools for the job only makes a difference when it complements their punting party. To make this a smooth process and enhance the matchmaking experience, we are adding the Airship Ready Room. This new lobby system will allow slayers to form strategies, tailor complementing loadouts, and lay out tactics before the hunt. Expect to encounter more than a few bugs with this first iteration, and let us know about it in your feedback. What do you guys? I've already seen the lobby, so I want to know what you guys think of this first, and then
Yeah.
I can kind of tell you how I think.
I'm pretty lukewarm about it, honestly.
Lukewarm?
I like it. I haven't got a chance to see it yet, but I do like the idea of, being in a ready room.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see everybody's loadout in that ready room. If not, I feel like this might be a little pointless, but if you can see everybody's loadout, I think it's good.
Okay.
One, it brings you a little closer to who you're playing with. One, you get to see what they look like. You see what they've chosen to use. And then, of course, most of the time you're just going to use what you want, but you have that ability to look at what they have, maybe make a decision on your own.
Yeah, change on the fly. Like, see if everybody's using war pikes, and then you can be like, okay, well...
Does it show you the behemoth you're going after, even if it's a patrol?
No, it does not show you patrol behemoths.
Okay.
But I think it's supposed to.
I think...
No, I would hope it wouldn't, though, because that would defeat the purpose of a patrol being random.
No, I don't think it does. So, what's the... So, wait, Matt, I want to hear what you're lukewarm about for the...
I mean, it's just one more thing to slow down getting into hunts.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fair.
There's also another concern I was hearing about in Discord earlier today, is that apparently the timer is set to 15 minutes.
Too long.
Yes.
Yeah, so if somebody doesn't ready up and just sits there, you have to wait.
Yeah. So I feel like I agree with that. But as of playing with the patch right now, I like it. I don't find it takes too long to load in. I actually find I load in with everybody now that this thing is in. So how before I would always load in way after everybody. I find with the lobby room, that I actually load in with the people I'm playing with. Although I haven't played with you guys yet, so I guess we'll see. But other than that, I like it. Like, you can actually, in the loadout, in the lobby, you can actually examine each person's loadout down to like what potions they're using, what gear they're using. I'm not sure if you can see how leveled their gear is at all, or how leveled their weapons are. I know you can see what weapons and gear they're using though. So I found it. Yeah, I find it's pretty cool. It's got like a cool little atmosphere to it. It looks like you're going out to the hunt. You're getting ready. I don't know.
I like
It's
that.
good. It's good for immersion. It's definitely a good immersion type thing. I could see the concerns with it. Definitely being the if you're
You
the,
got
re- the like the readying system, yeah. But I feel like they could easily implement if 3 people have readied and there's 1 person left, then it'll start down the counter.
Yeah, start a 1-minute timer if there's one person.
No,
who's
not a
ready
1
yet.
minute. Not a 1 minute. I'd say like 10 max seconds. If there's 1 person, if there's 3 people readied and then 1 person isn't, a 10-second timer should start.
Well,
That's the way it is. Like the way I see it is that that's like the same kind of timer you get in Warframe, for example. And in Warframe, if you want to switch gear, there's a lot more shit you got to switch than Dauntless.
yeah.
So I
I'd
feel
say
like
20 seconds. That'd be cool. But yeah, you're right. Warframe, it's like 9 seconds or 5.
yeah,
and
yeah,
it works.
it works. Like it obviously, like if you're in a party with people and you're like, most of the time people, for what I've seen so far, most of the time people are ready before they even get into that lobby, just because everybody's used to being ready.
Right.
So I guess we'll see how that changes things. I don't know if you guys have anything else to add about the airship ready rooms or not, but I guess we can get into the next part.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
It's going to take that one edition where it automatically readies. If one person won't ready, it actually starts it.
I think it
because
should kick
15 minutes is crazy.
Yeah, 15 minutes is crazy. Go on, Matt.
it should kick people who don't ready up.
Yeah. Well,
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it should. It should punish AFKers.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I can feel that because I actually did have an AFK early today, but he did ready, which was weird. Like it wasn't like I was waiting for him or anything. He readied, but then he was AFK in the fight.
Yeah.
But all right. So private hunts. This was kind of an outrage for at least many people in the Stay Grease Discord because if you've stuck around a little bit, you know a lot of us like to do solo hunts, like to really challenge ourselves against different behemoths, and they temporarily got rid of that, which was kind of shitty. But at the same time,
Annoying.
with the new changes, like soloing, I feel is a lot tougher now. It might just be because I'm not totally used to the new the weapons and the changes that have been implemented on them. But I personally do find them to be a little bit tougher as of now. I'm going to read this real quick. Sometimes 3 or 4 is a crowd, and you'd rather hunt invite only. And while the life of a lone wolf is often short in the Shattered Isles, it doesn't stop some slayers from going Ronin. To accommodate different social situations, we are introducing a private hunt system. This will allow for both solo hunting and for dedicated 2, 3, or 4 person hunts. This system is in its early stages, so for now you'll need to party up before embarking on a private hunt. Let us know what you think. I really like this because this is not only bringing back solo, but bringing back something that we've all really, really, really wanted for a long time. And by a long time, I mean since this game probably dropped. We can hunt with parties now. We don't have to use a glitch to do it, or we don't have to find hunt and get a random. Not saying randoms are bad, just saying that sometimes people just want to hunt with their friends, you know?
Exactly. It gives you the option.
There is no negative about this change. This change is excellent.
Exactly. Yeah. This changes
There's really like nothing negative about it at all.
yeah, exactly. Anything else you guys want to talk about the private hunts? I think that's pretty much it. Like it's just all around
it's
positive.
Like, that's all around. That's
Yeah.
just all around.
Yeah.
It's really like,
Yeah.
Great to finally be able to go in solo, test some stuff out, and also do your harvesting
Yeah, exactly.
if you need to go something specific.
Yeah. All right. Next part we have. Give me 1 second. All right. Next part we got weapon crafting plus plus. All right. The thrill of forging a new weapon. What could be better? per player feedback, we're adjusting and increasing Slayer weapon damage to make each weapon upgrade tier feel more impactful. All right, so I played a few hours today on the new system, and I'm already in tier 4, so I don't really know what the difference is, to be honest. I haven't noticed anything different in the weapon stats from the crafting tables, but I can't really put too much input into this one, to be honest with you.
I've been looking around and I don't see a difference. I don't know what exactly was changed here.
Well, I think they changed the crafting requirements of some items. I'm not sure about that, but then you also get 3 Arcanite instead of 2, correct? Per
yeah, but
hunt.
this is
That's not
like,
yeah, it's just about the weapon weapon
This is-
damage, and
they said they increased weapon damage. I don't know
Oh.
what, but I don't see that reflected in the stats. I haven't done enough hunts to notice if there's anything there.
yeah,
It's most likely slight. I mean, they did a slight buff to damage, if anything.
yeah. I'm not too
That's
sure.
kind of how they do it.
I think
don't know.
I think I noticed a little bit of a little bit of an upgrade in damage when I was using the Reza axe on like Chromatic. Did you ever remember, like, even on the red bar Q, were you ever hitting like 740 on critical hits?
I remember 650.
I don't remember ever hitting a 740 before.
No.
Yeah, so I think maybe it has been like buffed a little bit.
Yeah, and that's all it needed. They didn't need to double damage or anything.
Yeah.
A little bump was kind of perfect, and
Yeah.
they could always bump it a little more.
Yeah.
Well, did you do a Nazaga today, Grease?
Yeah, I did Nazaga with the axe, and I don't remember hitting 740s with the
What was your time to kill?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. It was around, like, I don't know. Oh, fuck, what was the last one? Sisyphus might know. Probably around 12 minutes or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's not really that much faster.
Well, no, but I was running with like 2 people who were just getting into the T4, so it wasn't like a super proficient group, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Um.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to test it. It's just a nice little bonus, no matter how much they bumped it.
Yeah.
'Cause it doesn't feel like you were doing too little damage before. I mean, damage felt fine to me.
Yeah. Well, at least for like once we had those weapons, right?
No, even before, like when we started, we were still getting like when we came into Yonder, not Yonder Keys, Untamed. Is it Untamed?
Uncharted.
Yeah.
Uncharted.
Yeah. When we came into Uncharted from Yonder, we didn't even have maxed out Yonder weapons yet.
Yeah,
And
I
the kills
had
still didn't
base.
feel that long.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know.
They were correct timing. Yeah.
They
I
were
don't
like
know.
13, 15 minutes, I think, which is not bad at all for.
Yeah, that's also considering
down, not
like
max weapons.
that's also considering our experience with Zaga too.
Sure,
Yeah.
but I mean, this changes, like, we're talking relative to our
Yeah, that's true.
own play. So
I don't know. I didn't really notice a huge difference in damage. So, but I guess we'll see. Or people who are heading through the ranks right now will probably, maybe, hopefully, think it's a little bit lighter. Anyway, Yonder Keys. Slayers let us know that the transition into the Yonder Keys was a bit of a brick wall. Getting one hit on your first hunt never feels good. We are tuning behemoth damage against different armor tiers. This should reducing daunting by 234% and improve being dauntless across the board. What? And improve.
That was a little bit of a joke / typo,
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay.
it was a joke / wordplay / typo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like their outlandish claims of it's gonna make you feel 238% more
Okay.
dauntless.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like I don't know.
This doesn't affect us.
Yeah, this doesn't really affect us a whole lot
But-
because
so
we've
this
already
is-
gotten to
this is
tier
all,
4.
This is all a change for casuals to make them feel more accomplished. People who don't have the experience. we have.
Casuals.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I
casuals,
think
like,
it's a good thing.
not casuals in a bad way. Some people play the game casually and not like crazy like we do.
Yeah, like
they're here to have
I'm
fun.
not saying we're better than them. I'm saying like
Yeah.
we just don't play it as hardcore as we.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we love this game. We play it all the time.
Yeah.
Some people like log in for an hour or two a week, but like so this change makes it their life easier.
Yeah.
This is
And so will
doesn't really affect us a whole lot.
No, because it's hard to know these changes or experience these changes because we're already in tier 4, and the only change we're gonna see is once we get to Rezakiri and Shroud, which is disclaimer. It says in the patch notes they haven't fixed that quest yet. So we're not going to be able to fight Reza and Shroud at least until the next patch. Hopefully they fix it then.
Even still, like going back to when we first got into tier 3, right?
Yeah.
I never felt that overwhelmed by it at all.
Tier 3?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I remember when you guys were dreading Rage Tail hardcore.
Yeah, because everyone was talking about how bad it was, and then we did it, and it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Well, by the time you tried him, you weren't under geared. So I want to just comment on it. This is a good change. Again, like, for you guys, it's not a big deal because your experience nets you the ability to handle this. Also, in my experience, like you said, we've kind of been playing the patch for a while, and unfortunately, let feelings kind of jade our judgment on the patch, and it was like, man, they went a little crazy, they ruined the progression. But quite frankly, we were going into Yonder with too low a gear, and if we just got our gear a little higher up, once we did that, it was good, and it was doable.
You're conveniently forgetting the fact that we farmed Nasher for 5 hours.
Yeah, that's
I'm not forgetting that.
The reason I would say that progression was broken was because I was stuck farming Nasher for 5 hours, and like in my opinion, the farming a behemoth for 5 hours to get dude, I was we were getting the runs on Nasher, we were doing like not even 8 minutes each time.
Yeah.
We got multiple runs in 5 hours, and I only got my gear to, I think, rank 3. And I don't even think I got all the pieces to rank 3. And I don't even think I upgraded my weapon at all. So it's just or maybe I upgraded it a bit, but I can even show you after this is done. But yeah, it was brutal, to be completely honest.
So my whole point with that was it's a good change because people are going to be able to get there, do a little better, and in addition to also including the process that they increased your Aether gains by 50%. You get 3 instead of 2. And
Not there yet.
I believe I read
Spoilers.
that they lowered crafting costs of items. So those two things together, 66% more Aether per run and a little bit less build cost. I think it's going to be a better, more enjoyable progression and more in line with what it was before.
Yeah.
You still can't get the awesome thing where in the old style you'd be going for a certain thing, but by doing that you'd be able to get a couple upgrades once you finally got that thing that wasn't dropping.
Yeah.
They took that ability away. You have to streamline towards one item. So this is bringing it closer in line with that. You're still forced to go on a single upgrade path, but you're going to do it faster. It should feel better.
Yeah. All right.
What they did, as far as I can tell with the changes, they made it so that, well, I guess we still have to talk about it, right? We're not there yet.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah. So
we'll talk about it when we get there.
Chromatic has already spoiled half of it. Just kidding.
Good
But
I feel like they went together.
no, it's okay. Yeah, it does. But okay, let's go for the next one. So this is a big one for me because I don't know if any of you have been watching me the past few days, you would understand 150% how I feel about this topic, and it was hammer boops. So if the hammer is good at one thing, it's acting like a rocket sled as you jump off a cliff. If it's good at two things, it's rocket sledding and interrupting behemoth attacks. Per player feedback, we are increasing the speed of the hammer's secondary attack and from stationary for greater interrupt utility. Let us know what you think. So this was a total flip-flop in terms of I'll give you a little bit of a history with the hammer. So when the hammer first came to the game, it didn't have a whole lot of combos like it has right now. It was basically all that was like worthwhile was the rocket jump smash over and over again. And it was good. It was good. I mean, it was a little bit lacking, I think, because that was the only thing that was going for it. And then they changed it. And then they gave us a rocket dodge, but they nerfed the default shot, so it was like super long, the equivalent to what it is now. And people were outraged by that, so then we were like, okay, well, let's put it back or whatever. And then they switched it back, so then the shot was normal, and then in the reset they switched it back to being super slow. So it was kind of frustrating for me, because I'm like, well, you guys have already been through this, you know what the community feels about this, like, why would you put it back into the game?
Right.
So anyway, other than that, they changed it back to so it's quicker now. So boops should be a lot easier with the hammer. I still haven't seen an interrupt cell for the hammer. I don't know if there is one. I'm really hoping there is one, because I'll be super frustrated if there isn't.
Well, I believe I've read that only the chain blades have the interrupt cell, but do you need one with the hammer? Because you can boop with the hammers.
You can boop with the
Yeah.
hammer, but I'd much
shot.
rather be able to boop with the rocket dodge. One,
I
because
see
it
what
just
you're saying.
looked amazing, and two, because it just like, I don't know, does it really make the hammer that OP if the rocket dodge is a boop? I don't know. I mean, it was
No, yeah, okay. I forget that it was the rocket dodge that didn't have it. They took it away from that.
Yeah.
That rocket
specifically.
dodge was like the easiest boop in the game. It was brain dead simple.
it was, but like it was just so.
Remember Embermane, chain blades versus rocket dodge.
I'll never forget
rocket
that, and
dodge
I know
just
you'll never forget that.
Easily beat it every time.
I know, but like, is that such a bad thing?
Yeah, it's way too simple.
Okay. Is there maybe a way that they could make it so that it wasn't? But
Yeah,
still.
you shoot your gun at it.
All right.
Well, I mean, I think having the rocket dodge boop locked behind a cell is fair in this case, because if you really want that ability, you have to use a cell slot for it, right? But it doesn't take away the ability innately for you to boop, because you can do it with your secondary.
Yeah.
So I think it's fair.
I don't know. It's up to them, obviously. So we'll see. We'll see. I miss very greatly my rocket dodge boops, and I know Map doesn't because he hates when I do that.
Yeah, it's unfair.
But anyway, all right, back Arcanite requirements. So Arcanite became a vital resource with the Sharpen Your Skills. We heard from players that Arcanite requirements for crafting gear needed another look. This change will allow Slayers to more quickly craft and upgrade gear. So for those of you who haven't played the reset yet, Arcanite is pretty much their replacement for Traces, except now Arcanite is for entire like tiers. So instead of having Charog Traces, Shrike Traces, Nasher Traces, you're just going to get Arcanite for Tier 1, Arcanite for Tier 2, Arcanite for Tier 3, and those will all be rewarded in every Behemoth fight. And in the Sharpen Your Skills update, each piece of armor costed 6 Arcanite to make, and including weapons. And weapons were also 6 Arcanite to make. It was reduced for the upgrades, but in order to get that piece of gear, it was 6 Arcanite, and each Behemoth hunt would give you 2 Arcanite only. So you would have to farm 3 Behemoths to make 1 piece of gear. And that was a little bit ridiculous. What do you guys think about that? Am I alone on that, or?
I mean, I was pretty vocal about it.
Yeah.
In Discord and on streams and everywhere. Just Arcanite was garbage. It should not have been implemented. You guys
Yeah.
never have even made it.
Yeah.
My view on Arcanite is agreed that the way it works is too much. When you think about it in the plain sense, I have to do 3 hunts to create a piece of gear. That's not too much in my opinion, but again, when the thing is you have one path with the Arcanite, because that's always required. So while 3 hunts to make a piece of gear isn't too much, the fact that you aren't also working towards other upgrades with each hunt uh, means that it is too much. I'm having a hard, I guess I'm not saying it correctly, but in the old system, even if you were doing, say, 3 hunts to make a single piece of gear looking for a specific drop, for example, once you got that drop, you had also gotten other items
Yeah.
that let you maybe upgrade past
Well,
once you got that specific drop. And then also by doing hunts, you were able to create other gear besides the specific one that you were going for.
Yeah.
So that's why, while the 3 isn't too much, in practice it was, because it kept you locked in to a single item at a time.
Yeah.
With no option to expand.
And it compounded upon itself with the way that upgrading worked too, because it was the upgrade. Like it took at least 2 hunts to get an upgrade for every piece of armor until you hit like +3 or +4, where it took another 6. That's another 3 hunts just to upgrade that one piece, and that compounds on the fact that every piece of gear is like that.
Exactly.
And your weapon, and you're looking at like over time, you're looking at just this stupid time gate of like 20 hours just to get a full set of gear upgraded.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was, for those who are like just joining the game, it was even worse, because you have all these options and all these like different things that you want to do, and it's like there's some people in the game who find something they like and they stick to that to the bitter end, and there's other people in a game who like see all these different options and they're like, oh man, look at all these different options, like I want to try this, I want to try that, I want to try this, I want to try that. And for those people specifically was why this Arcanite requirement was so brutal, because I myself, like throughout, even before this reset, I used like every weapon. The only weapon I didn't really use was sword, but I even still made a lot of different swords and I maxed those out. And it's like, I myself, in the beginning of this, I made like, I'm an axe and hammer user primarily, but I did make a war pike, obviously, because it's a new weapon and I wanted to try it out. So I made a war pike, I made an axe, I made a hammer, and after those, I was like, that's already, how much? 18 Arcanite? I just put into making 3 different weapons, and that was 18 Arcanite I could have spent on armor, and I missed out on that, so I was literally going into tier 3 with borrowed gear.
Right.
And yeah, it was just it was not fun.
Right, so that we've got this, think about this, we've got this cool like airship ready place where everyone can tailor their gear to match other people's loadouts, and so they're complementary and stuff, but yet we have this resource that limits flexibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's hold on there, because
completely stifles flexibility.
But let's hold on there, because now the way that Arcanite is now, it is a lot more forgiving.
It's a lot more forgiving, but it's still a common resource that you're never going to have spares of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
that is
with
true.
Reduced crafting costs and 66% more per fight, I think it'll even out. Like if you started from the beginning, like we'd all have, twice as many weapons and probably, an extra set of armor or whatever. Nothing crazy, but a more fair amount of things to try.
I do like that they went the route of, hey, you can make a piece of gear every hunt.
Yeah.
Like create a brand new piece.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna max it out, the resources needed kind of go like they curve upward.
Do they? Okay. I didn't look at the upgrade stuff.
Make the barrier of entry easy. Make the barrier to max a little more difficult.
Yeah.
Which is more in line with how it was before.
Yeah. The one thing I think I'm gonna miss most about like the before reset is the fact that those little gates that you got past. So it was like you're farming, like let's say you're farming Zaga gear forever, and you've been putting in like tons of hunts, and you're just trying to get an electric tail spike. That was the bane of many's existence when it came to farming Zaga gear. And then you'd finally get that Zaga, that electric tail spike, and the upgrades after that were just so like, it was like boom, 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 done. because like
Right.
you've already like it was just the electric tail spike that was holding you back, but you had so many other break parts from fighting him so many times that it was
Right.
just like I'm gonna miss that kind of little break of
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they've reduced the ranking to like 5. I'm pretty sure is every max now, but I'm gonna miss that little gate of like being able to upgrade like 4 times.
Yeah,
Right.
like it created this sense of like you're climbing up a ladder, and then when
Yeah.
you get to the top, you have all these resources.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That was I don't think they intended that. I think that was an accidental reward, and it was really nice though.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. No, they definitely. I don't think they intended for you to just like bust out 4 levels at once, but it was nice. It was nice. All right, I think that's. What do you guys think? Do you think that's enough for
Yeah, we
Arcanite
covered.
requirements? I think so. Grace flowers. So, as many of you know, when the reset dropped, there was something very troubling to everybody, I would say, and it was the fact that health potions could be bought, but not so much that, was the fact that the resources to make health potions were so scarce. So in the game, they've changed resource collecting, and they had you walk around and you see if you see a resource, instead of like farming it 3 times, you run by, collect it, which is nice, but the crappy thing is that you only get 1 resource from that plant.
1 period.
And 1 resource from everything in the map. Doesn't matter if it was a rock, gem, doesn't matter. It was just 1 resource. And at first we were all kind of concerned, and then with the other crafting, it didn't seem as much of a problem. But when it came to health potions, it was a pretty blatant problem, because you can literally find maybe 3 of these plants on your way to the behemoth. And farming has always kind of been a problem in this game, where no one really wants to be spending time farming in this game. Everybody wants to get in the hunt the behemoth, go back. Farming is just kind of a meh type of mechanic.
Necessary evil.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. And so what they did is they've actually made it so that when you walk by those grace flowers, which give you the health pot requirements, it'll drop 3 of them, or up to 3 of them. Sorry. So you'll get anywhere from 1 to 3 grace flowers. What do you guys think of that?
It was a good change.
Well, they've already patched this in, and
Yeah, they
you
did.
didn't mention the fact that they also had potions in the store.
Yeah, I did. I'd mentioned that in the beginning, that you could
Yeah,
like
okay,
buy the
yeah,
potions.
so-
Yeah.
Big props to Phoenix Labs. They got a lot of hate on that. They got a lot of feedback regarding that immediately after the patch dropped, and they reacted swiftly. Within a day, they had it patched, and they removed all those items from the store. And had increased the grace flower drop. So the way I felt about it was when we first started playing Friday night and Saturday morning before they put the patch in.
Yeah.
I think I had maybe 5 potions at any given time, maybe.
Yeah.
And I would run dry, like constantly. I'd be running out.
I ran out of
use
potions so quickly.
in an annoying way, not because you were choosing not to, because you were like, I will not be able to make enough to replace these.
Yep, exactly. So after they put the update in, you immediately, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I immediately saw a spike. I'm now sitting on over 50 potions. It did the job well. It doesn't pain me to go and collect all of those grace flowers now. Like, I don't feel so bad about it. Well, they fixed this problem. This is not even an issue anymore.
Okay, they've definitely fixed the simple potion problem.
Yes.
But can we talk about, because I was looking at them, like, simple potions aren't a problem. I can make simple potions for days. It's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
But to make upgraded potions is the same problem that it was making the simple potions.
Agreed.
So
they need to up those ones as well.
I think those should also be given the same treatment, because I was looking at my thing and I'm like, okay, let's see if I can make any refined potions. I had like 7 duskweed.
Exactly.
And like those flowers are definitely a lot more rare than the grace flower ones. At least from what I've seen, I see a lot more grace flowers.
I thought there was more dusk. Maybe not. I wonder if maybe they need to just make the pickups RNG for all flowers.
I think so because
I would think that'd be a very good change.
Because simple potions are great, but the thing is like it literally takes 5 simple potions to get you to max health. I'm pretty sure. Like it's something. Well, maybe not 5. Maybe like 2.5. 2.5, probably.
4. It's about a 25% heal.
Is it? Okay. So
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah. So I think that should definitely be put across the board because I don't think that's enough.
Yeah, I think a random 1 to 3 on all potion flowers would be a good change. Because, like you said, the higher tier ones are a little more rare than just the grace flower ones,
Mm-hmm.
at least in my experience.
Yeah. All right.
But there's a shining light on that at least. At least now we can go in solo and just collect a bunch and like do what we did previously, or we went and farmed a bunch of mats.
Yeah.
Right, and actually
Like
scour
30
the island and get them all. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we leave and we come back. Like we do that over and over again for 30 minutes to an hour, and all of a sudden we have enough potions to last us, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the weekend or a long play session or whatever.
Yeah.
So at least we have that option again, which reduces the pain significantly.
Yeah. Because as it was, it felt like you were kind of forced to make sure you grabbed anything that you saw, and now you have more of a I don't necessarily have to do that because I can go in by myself.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's pretty good for Grace Flower. I think everybody kind of agrees that we should have the same treatment throughout, right? Throughout all the different flower types in the game, so we can make more than just simple potions. All right, the rest of this is just kind of like a little here and there kind of stuff. But so titles. So we got granted Founders Pack titles for anyone who may have had them returned after the recent wipe, or may have not have them returned after the recent wipe. Fix the bug that caused daily hunts to disappear when failed. I was really worried about that at first. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Like, I kind of want the chance to do that again. Although now that I think daily hunts should have more of a reward.
Yeah.
Than they did before. They will now only disappear once they are successfully completed, which is a lot better.
The way it should be.
Yeah, exactly. Fix bugs that cause resolution to scale improperly when switching from full screen to windowed. Haven't had that issue myself. I always play full screen.
Yeah. A lot of people complained about it though, so it's good they finally fixed it.
Yeah. Fix the bug where in Scrave and Carbox armor recipes had incorrect requirements. Fix the bug that caused an invalid axe recipe to show up at the armor smith. We now offer only the finest axes. Wait, is that? I feel like that's referencing probably the Reza axe. Closed beta known issues. Okay,
those are the same every time.
Yeah, pretty much. There's
Maybe
a lot
the
of
bold one is new.
There's a lot. Well, there's actually quite a few in here. Menus icon. Okay, we're continuing to optimize. Yeah, the newly added systems are continuing to work in progress. Yeah, tweaked. Okay. Do not log into Dawn. Okay, yeah. Turn in. Oh, okay, so the turn in for the Beasts of Blue. So the Beasts of Blue quest is the quest that you need to get into Reza and Shroud.
Right.
So that is actually still bugged. Wait, what? To turn in Beasts of Blue, Slayers will actually need to defeat an Embermane, not Karabok, a Drask, and a Scrave, as well as earn Slayer rank 15. What?
Oh, so they did fix it.
Well, I know what we're doing right after this.
An Embermane.
Yeah. We should be able to just turn it in because we've already beat an Embermane, or maybe we have to do it one
turn
more
it
time
in.
to get the clear.
No, we have to do it one more time.
Do you think Embermane, we have to kill Embermane, Drask, and Scrave again?
I think so. We should at least test it out.
We will test that out. We will test that out right after the talk show.
That would be great.
If you are in a party and your game crashes, you will need to leave that party before you can depart on a new hunt. When you purchase any items from the in-game store, you will need to fully exit the menus before they will show up in your inventory. Founders credits are currently missing from the main menu. We are aware and are working to add this back. Some behemoths may not drop style cores. We are currently looking into why this is. Behemoths may occasionally walk in irregular patterns. Fix this by slaying them. Alright, so that's about it. There are still...
Real quick in chat, Sisyphus said, no, they updated the quest log to display the correct people you need to kill, but you still can't turn it in yet.
Yeah, okay.
I really wish they would have fixed that in this.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that could have been too hard, but
I feel like this is another effort to increase
This
progression.
is time to really gear up.
Yeah.
Before Shroud hits.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this was definitely a step in the right direction.
Yes.
I think
Good
there
job.
are a few more things that need to be touched on. There are also something that they didn't mention in here is that there's some weapons that can't be upgraded, like the Hellion Hammer can't be upgraded right now.
Oh.
So maybe throw that in there. That'd be nice in the next patch. But yeah, so yeah, it's been a slice. Thank you guys for tuning in to the talk show, those of you who have. And we're going to get into some Dauntless now. If you want to stick around and watch some Dauntless, you're welcome to. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you should definitely stick around.
Also, thank you, Phoenix Labs. I feel like this was a good patch and a good time frame, and it kind of restored a little bit of faith that had maybe wavered after they dropped the new expansion. I think we all were a little salty towards them.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that
I've definitely cooled down quite a bit.
Reacting accordingly. Yeah.
I've definitely cooled down quite a bit. If anybody in chat has any questions that they want us to maybe answer or talk about, shoot away. Now will be our little question period. And if there aren't any questions, we will be starting to play Dauntless. What do you guys think's gonna be in their next patch? What do you think the next just a little guess? What do you think the next armor set they're gonna give it to us is?
Pot helmet.
Pod helmet, what the hell's that?
I really hope that Shroud or Reza is the next armor to be dropped in.
I'm convinced that those are myths.
They'll never be. I'm convinced that the default skin is actually the Reza and Shroud skins.
I'm pretty sure those are what they are. But because like those are like the Shroud concept was like one of the first concepts introduced, and like we haven't seen it.
Still thin air. So, just looking back in the chat.
Maybe the quest blocking us from Shroud and Reza is on purpose until they finish the armors. Yeah, it's just another progression block. They don't want people getting to endgame too quick.
Nobody wants that shit. House right by the new school.
Yeah, so we'll never slay them. Yeah, pretty much, man. Honestly.
So, looking back at chat a little bit, Sisyphus brought up a point. I figure we should address it. Because it's an interesting thought. Arcanite would be fine if it was used for +3 and up pieces of gear, and for finishing gear, not starting it. Interesting thought. What do you guys think?
Arcanite would be fine if it was used for +3 and up gear, for finishing gear, not starting it. I like that. I mean, it would definitely open it up. It would definitely give a lot more options to everybody for experimenting with different things, right?
The cost would be really high because otherwise we'd be sitting on stacks of Arcanite by the time we got there.
Yeah, I'd say maybe not no Arcanite until +3, but maybe the first levels are two Arcanites per piece.
Yeah,
and then kind of continue how it is now after that, because there's no other resource that's really an issue besides Arcanite.
Yeah,
I mean, you have plenty of the other things. It's very simple now.
Yeah. Like, it's I wish there was just like a sandbox, you know? There's just like a sandbox where you can just like do like an offline, figure out, just pop in a bunch of things and what feels right, you know?
That would be cool.
Yeah, but
like
that would
nice
never happen in any game. So yeah. I think that's all.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing.
What's up?
Oh.
What's
we need
up?
Warpike cells.
Warpike.
And more Warpikes in general.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. But
those will come when they come. It's all right, but we really need like the cells are.
You haven't gotten any cells at all?
I'm tier 4. I've got max tier 4 weapon. I've maxed every Warpike in the game. I haven't got a single Warpike cell.
Okay, so there you go. No Warpike cell as of right now. If anybody has gotten a Warpike cell, let us know, because that would be great info to know. But yeah, I think that's the end of the talk show. Thank you all for tuning in, and let's get into some Dauntless. Gonna get set up here.